I didn't say let's let bygones be bygones, but you have to let go of things repeatedly.
A father who lost his son and his daughter-in-law in the Richmond Hill explosion reacting tonight to the news that the ringleader of that blast is now dead.
In fact, it is the very first time we're hearing from the victim's family since learning that Mark Leonard, who was serving life for that deadly explosion, died. Our Emily Longnecker tonight on what Dion Longworth's father wishes he could have told the man responsible for causing him so much pain.
A reporter Tuesday afternoon gave John Longworth the unexpected news.
Really, the first thing that hit was just sort of a feeling of sadness that, oh my, somebody died.
This, though, was no somebody to Longworth. The man who died, Mark Leonard, was the ringleader of the Richmond Hill explosion that killed Longworth's son Dion and Dion's wife Jennifer in November 2012. A blast that also damaged or destroyed more than 100 homes.
And I did feel some compassion for him. But then when I realized how much anguish he has caused me, there was a sense of relief that, okay, I won't have to think, well, where is he or what's going on. There won't be.
Since the deaths of his son and daughter-in-law 5 years ago, Longworth has had to confront feelings he had towards Mark Leonard, a man he still doesn't know much about, except for what he learned during Leonard's trial.
I would think it'd be nice to beat Mark Leonard to death. That I would feel that, but it's not the way I want to be.
Longworth says he never believed in vengeance towards Leonard.
I never felt like it would help me, and it certainly doesn't bring Dion back, which is what I would want. And so if you don't get Dion back, then why just add to it?
So when the anger over what happened hits him,
I feel it, and then I think about it some, and I tell Dion I miss him, and then I go on.
Some of what Longworth has thought about has been what questions he would have asked Leonard if given the chance.
It would have been interesting to have talked with him about how he grew up. I believe that what Mark was missing was love in his life and the ability to love.
Longworth describes himself as a follower of Jesus, but doesn't concern himself with where Mark Leonard might be now.
If he's in heaven, that's fine. If not, that's all right, too. I don't worry about things like that.
Longworth has another focus.
I'm calling on people, even beyond Christians, to look at what Jesus talked about and what could we do to do more of that.
And Longworth has written a book called Jesus Was Left Behind. In it, he talks about the experience of losing his son. It comes out this May. Andrea?
Emily, thank you. And Mark Leonard died this morning at an Indianapolis hospital. The Department of Corrections tonight tells us his death was imminent and appears to be from natural causes. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. The 48-year-old had been serving a life sentence at the Wabash Valley Correctional Facility. And 4 others were also charged in connection with that explosion. Mark's brother, Bob Leonard, got 2 life sentences. Mark's then-girlfriend, Maserati Shirley, agreed to help prosecutors as part of a plea deal. She was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Gary Thompson is now serving 20 years after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit arson. And Glenn Holtz, who knew about the plot beforehand, he got 3 years.